Hey everyone, I'm Scott Becker. Heading up the Informatics division, enterprise division at Schrödinger. I'm pretty new to this space. So these are our three main platforms that we're licensing out. And I assume a lot of people know about Syrah. It's a very old product, a couple of customers here. This was an acquisition from Synaptic Science, and you probably know James Baxendale, who's the product manager for that. So, actually, before I jump to that, real quickly, obviously, Schrödinger is big on modeling, right? That's our core competency, if you will. And we have a belief that models are getting better, both ours and the models our other companies are building and the models our clients are building. And this is only going to become more important prior to synthesis, right, is running more and sophisticated models prior to actually going and synthesizing those compounds. So, one thing I saw when I came to the space is, right, we have a fantastic tool set of experimental data management, compound management for real compounds. And I did not mean to cut off instant JChem. That's a projection problem, right? So these are a couple of three major products we come across dealing with experimental compound management. But the question is, okay, well, that's in some level half the problem. I think what we're seeing is, what about all these ideas we're coming up with? This is a massive space of what we actually could make, and where are we keeping those ideas? How are we discussing them with our team? How are we modeling them prior to synthesizing them? And so that's what live design is trying to get after, right? This is a high-level process here, right? You're making ideas, you're modeling them, deciding whether to make them. And then only once you've made them and have data, do you go back, analyze that data, and repeat. And so we're trying to make a very serious platform to deal with this incredibly important problem. So very short, I'll only show maybe two basic screenshots here. So this is live design in a web browser here. I'm not showing anything too novel yet. This is just what you might be used to, right? You have a chemical spreadsheet with some experimental compounds and likely some structural information if it's a structure-based project, or a 3D pharmacophore, let's say if it's a phenotypic project. And, well, wouldn't the next thing you want to do with your team, if you're all looking at the spreadsheet, well, let's start drawing in some virtual ideas, right? And beyond those virtual ideas, well, let's start running models, both models that return simple properties, but also some structural models, right? So what I'm showing you here is that before we have some waters, some unstable waters in this structure. This is actually a crystal structure here, but when we start to draw ideas, can we actually predict whether or not we're displacing those waters and see if we can decrease our potency numbers? So the idea of this platform is to bring in all the tools that you're used to working with experimental data, and we're not building all these tools. We're just trying to create an area to bring them together to work and operate on virtual compounds, just as if you'd work on experimental compounds and bring them in the same place. So one aspect of that, what I just jumped to, we have a partnership with ChemAxon for a lot of our products, and this is no different here, where we want to bring in the enumeration and the reaction capabilities of Plexus to start, and we're going to hopefully bring in more. And I think that's one of the awesome capabilities of the web, is that if we're all starting to build web applications, it makes it really easy to start iframing out to each other, passing data. And so this is the start of that. And we're looking at, I think there's a couple of other software companies here. We'd love to talk around what are some other applications we can bring inside here, right? What about patent search? What about similarity searching inside publications? That sort of thing should be an easy thing to bring in. Lastly, protein ligand database is something we're announcing, which the goal here is to make it really easy to, when you pull in structures, to clean them up quickly, but then also automatically annotate them with, case in point, maybe annotate with where unstable waters are, or what are key interactions you can bring in. And this is a place to search that data, but to automatically annotate it. So, thank you.